ground to a halt. Mining is a significant contributor to GDP in any particular part of the year, or the year taken as a calendar year or the fiscal year. And for that to decline by 15%, it's another body blow. So two of the industries which, when those industries record growth, the economy usually grows. So I say that again. When agriculture as a sector and as a sector grows, when mining grows, when one or both grow in any review period, the economy usually records growth. So for both of them to decline by single digits in the same quarter, there's no surprise that we're seeing a 2.8% downturn, and the news is not so rosy, because they say in the near term and by the end of the fiscal year, it shall remain in negative territory. It remains to be seen what kind of inducement strategies the government can impose short term to lessen the impact and to ensure that the outturn, you don't start feeling it in your pocket and seeing it in the way that you live day to day. That's my time here on Lead Story.
It's Thursday, November 21, 2024. This is CVM News at noon. I'm Ramon Gordon. To the headlines. Two brothers are set to appear in the Ramble Parish Court in Hanover this Friday. The accused, a 20-year-old Terrell Hunnigan and a 22-year-old Brandon Hunnigan, were charged following a violent altercation at the weekend. Reports indicate that around 9 a.m. on Saturday, Terrell was allegedly attacked by a man with a machete while on his way to a shop. He escaped unharmed and informed his older brother. The brothers, armed with machetes themselves, reportedly confronted the alleged attacker and inflicted multiple chop wounds to his head and upper body before fleeing. The injured man remains in serious condition at the Noel Holmes Hospital. Moving on now, at the Press Association of Jamaica's annual Veterans Luncheon recently, Arthur Hall called on media managers to prioritize young journalists' mental health, highlighting the psychological toll of reporting on crime and high-risk situations.
I am saying to you, we need support for these young journalists. The fact is, these journalists, the Nika, the Ramon, the Jovan, in 20, 30 years, they are going to be here collecting the Veterans Award if we can keep them. Now, some of them are going to leave because of the salary, but that's another issue for another day. But many are going to leave to keep their peace of mind. It can't be that we send them out on the road every day. They cover the most gruesome events. They report on the most gruesome events. And media managers, news editors do not think about their mental state. It can't be that we leave journalists to tough it out.
Now to politics. JLP candidate for Northwest Manchester, Damian Young, is urging fiscal responsibility and accountability in government. At a weekend party meeting, he outlined plans for the constituency and called on the Prime Minister to ensure MPs use Spark program funds fairly. Here's more from Courtney Lewis.
It's all about accountability for Damian Young, who urges the government to be mindful of the nation's expenses. At a Jamaica Labour Party meeting in Northwest Manchester, Young pointed to the GOJ's Spark program as one to watch.
Make sure that we hold accountable those who are given the resources to fix these roads under the Spark program. And we want to say to the Prime Minister and to our Deputy Leader, help us to be vigilant in the spending of this $200 million to fix these roads.
He emphasizes value for money, sharing his plans to increase productivity for farmers through rehabilitation of the Huntley factory.
To see that factory open and serve its rightful reason and purpose for construction so that farmers can take their carrots, oranges, mangoes there to be processed. I want to outfit our farming community with shelling machines for peas and peanuts and put back productivity where legumes are concerned across Northwest Manchester.
The MP candidate highlighted advances in tourism, singling out ecotourism and young entrepreneurs.
I want to combine the Noise River with the Maidstone Museum and the Skull Point and the old church so that it can be one massive eco-heritage tourism sector. I've also been training young people in doing their own businesses. We have trained over 150 youth in entrepreneurship so they can get grant funding to invest in their businesses.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Residents of Moy Hall in St. James are protesting after a roadway dug up for a National Water Commission project has been left in disrepair for nearly a year. Frustrations are mounting as they demand immediate action. Shante McNeil reports.
Another protest has erupted in western Jamaica, this time in Moy Hall, Redding, St. James. Residents are expressing frustration as they say a section of their roadway, which was dug up to facilitate a pipeline project, has been impeding their lives for almost a year. The National Water Commission project began last December. The demonstrators are demanding immediate action, citing prolonged unfulfilled promises and little to no progress in addressing the issue.
The road is dug up 11 months and 7 days now. All they put in it in mall. As soon as the rain fall, it wash it out. And it's impossible to drive on. It's in a dilapidated condition. And all we hear is empty promises. First, they didn't have enough pipes to lay the road. The road is dig up 4.5 feet by 18 inches wide to put a 4-inch pipe. Make no sense.
They claim the situation has become unbearable, causing significant inconvenience, including increased transportation fees.
We've been suffering. The taxi drivers are charging twice, 3 times the fare now. The road, the car, everybody's cars are being mashed up. People are walking for miles now because of the terrible condition.
Every week I've been walking from Pump House, go straight up with my load from market. Can't get the vehicle sick of the road. So now the road cannot done. The load been killing me up and down like a donkey.
Councillor Dwight Crawford, who was also on the scene, sought to bring calm to the situation by addressing the reason behind the delay.
You will get a report from me because Yana has already spoken. But listen to me carefully. The reason why this road not paved already, the money is there to pave it, but it can't pave without the drainage.
However, he says, given the current demands, adjustments were made.
Since the pressure bill, I'm not saying Crawford can't take no more. They called the soup on the phone before me come here and say, so go through the community and all of the pain points, go there and repair them ahead of what we have to do.
The Moy Hall community is in the constituency of St. James West Central, represented by Marlene Malahoo Fort. Shante McNeil, CVM News.
The Women in Film and Television Jamaica continues to make strides in the media industry, giving women the opportunity to grow in the once male-dominated industry. In a Sunrise feature this morning, director of the initiative, Natasha Griffiths, shared the value women bring to the industry.
Women have a very particular nuanced eye, creative eye, detailed eye, and what it does, it gives us an opportunity to tell stories from new perspectives, female perspectives that are historically underrepresented.
Right. Such as?
Such as even mundane stories about falling in love and being parents and gender relationships. We just look at a lot of those things tend to look at those things from a more nuanced perspective.
You're watching CVM News at noon. More is next.
For Christmas Eve.
Wait, Chris and Charles has great loans and something extra special this season?
Yes, we're spreading joy to everyone. Starting November 1st, 2024, get a low interest rate Christmas loan and a special reward just for you.
Call
086-926-0609 or visit our website for details. Better hurry. Conditions apply. Stocks are limited. Promotion ends December 23rd, 2024. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Let's take a trip to the future. Join the JPS Foundation at the Climate Action Conference and Expo on November 30 at the Chinese Benevolent Association, hosted by CJ Sparks and Paula Ann Porter-Jones. Explore Sustainability City, meet our Power Up Energy Club Innovation Challenge finalists, and check out career options at the Career Corner. Test drive electric cars and dive into cutting-edge tech. Plus, our immersive teaching tunnel will show you how you can take action for a sustainable future. Follow us on IG and Facebook at JPS Foundation to learn more.
You're watching CVM News at noon. Welcome back. Vendors in downtown Kingston have agreed to follow new regulations as police ramp up patrols ahead of the Christmas holiday. Here's more in this report.
Vendors operating on Beckford Street have pledged to abide by the rules set out by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation as they continue to conduct business in the busy commercial area. The commitment comes amid ongoing efforts to maintain law and order and clean up the heart of Kingston's marketplace. Vendors expressed their willingness to comply with the regulations designed to improve the flow of business and maintain a safe environment for all.
The mayor, Swaby, he do a good work. Yeah, because the road free and no people can get for work and buy, and we really want to be a part of any team when they come with. Them say them are registered, we're willing to work with it. You understand? Because we're not above the law, so we have to work with the law. You understand?
I feel good, you look better, much better, because the people them can get for work freely, and them can come in and buy with the place chuck up. They move free and them can see it. And KSS he could have taken the decision to run way up on the sidewalk, but them not run way up on the sidewalk, them still give a look up space to sell.
Meanwhile, Inspector David Lowe is urging citizens to be cautious when visiting crowded areas like Beckford Street as the silly season approaches.
As we approach the Yuletide season, we ask that person do not travel with large sums of cash on their person. We also ask them not to wear expensive jewelry, chains, chaparitas, rings. And we ask them also not to travel with their electronic devices because this attracts criminals on them. So we want for them to do all that they can do to prevent against any act of criminality.
Vendors and shoppers can also expect a higher police presence in the area.
There is also an increase in police presence in the location. So additional foot patrols have been deployed strategically across the business district. And also to assist in the security measure, there is strategic places where the Jamaica Eye will be mounted, and this is to provide aerial coverage within the space to assist in keeping the vendors and persons who occupy the space safe.
Britannia Whittle, CVM News.
And the mayor of Kingston held a meeting with vendors after a recent fire at the Pernell Charles Arcade to discuss rebuilding plans and offer support to those affected. The session focused on addressing concerns and outlining the next steps for recovery. Again, here's Britannia Whittle.
It's been 2 days since a devastating fire engulfed a section of the Pernell Charles Arcade, leaving 56 vendors affected and 95 shops destroyed. On Tuesday, Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, met with the affected vendors to discuss immediate solutions and long-term plans for recovery. During the meeting held at the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, Mayor Swaby listened to the vendors' concerns and expressed his sympathy for the hardship caused by the fire. The affected vendors, who sell a range of goods from clothing to accessories, have been without a place to operate since the blaze. However, Swaby said the vendors proposed practical solutions to get back to business.
They have made several suggestions which I believe is worthy to look at. For example, there's a section that is not being utilized now without a roof, and they say if we could put something like a tarpaulin on it and provide some lighting inside there. And those who can pick up their pieces to start before the Christmas season kicked in. And we are willing to look at that. I've asked the City Engineer Department to go in tomorrow morning And I've said to them, a few of them can come in the way and have a discussion with them on location to see how best we can help them.
According to Mayor Swaby, the cause of the fire is yet to be identified by the Jamaica Fire Brigade. Fortunately, no lives were lost and there were no reports of injuries. However, the financial impact on the vendors is significant, with many losing stock and merchandise. Despite the setback, the vendors have shown resilience and cooperation.
Overall, there wasn't being unreasonable. I believe that they recognize that our hands are tied and they are willing to walk with us through the process. There's an existing committee, vendors committee there that we have committed to have that discussion on a regular basis and to get them there.
Meanwhile, President of the Pernal Trials Vending Committee, Andrew Payne, expressed his appreciation for the mayor's urgency.
Yeah, I get a sense of inclusion, a connection, how we can go forward when things arise, when problems or issues arise, we know that they can be dealt with. Yes, I like the efficiency, the sounding of efficiency, so it will be proven tomorrow at that time, because the team would have said 10 and he asked for 9. So you see, yeah, I like that.
The Pernal Charles Arcade has been a long central marketplace for many vendors. Fire has underscored the vulnerability of the area. The recovery process is expected to take several weeks, but both the vendors and the mayor are hopeful that with continued cooperation, the Pernal Charles Arcade will rise from the ashes and once again serve as a vibrant marketplace in downtown Kingston. Britannia Witter, CVM News.
Now to news overseas. The International Criminal Court has issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense minister over alleged war crimes. More from Al Jazeera.
International Criminal Court has issued arrest warrants for Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Galant for alleged war crimes in the Gaza Strip. It's also issued warrants for Hamas leader Mohammed Diab al-Masri. Let's bring in Step Vassen, who's on the phone from The Hague, where those arrest warrants were issued. Talk to us about what the rejects for these warrants say, Step.
Yes, the court has just issued these arrest warrants, 3 arrest warrants, one for Hamas leader known as Dave, and 2 for the Israeli leaders Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, and Defense Minister Yoav Galant. The arrest warrants are for crimes against humanity and war crimes committed from at least October 8, 2023, until the request for the arrest warrants was issued by the prosecutor 6 months ago on May the 20th. There have been some really serious delays for issuing these arrest warrants. There was a lot of questions about if the ICC was capable of doing so, despite a lot of rejections by the parties that are involved in the ICC, especially also from Europe, from Germany, but also Israel has very much tried to avoid this by filing all kinds of complaints. But the ICC has now decided to reject these complaints, and they have said that these arrest warrants should now be issued.
Stay with us. We have sports next.
Pharmacy is your trusted partner in health and wellness for over 30 years, with 8 convenient pharmacies across Eastern Jamaica. SuperMed Mall Pharmacy, SuperMed New Kingston, SuperMed Pepine, SuperMed Port Antonio Pharmacies 1 and 2, Claire's St. Mary, Lloyd's St. Thomas, and a convenient drive-through at our Hughenden location where you can get your medication without leaving your car. We're dedicated to providing you with the highest level of care. Experience the difference with SuperMed family of pharmacies. Super happy, super healthy.
And you go, darling. Have a good day. Blessing. SuperMed.
Turn your dreams into reality with the Overseas Examinations Commission. Take the next step towards success. Register as a private candidate for June 2025 CXC exams. Complete our e-application form via our website, overseasexams.org.jm. Take the completed form to our office in Kingston or Montego Bay. Payments accepted via debit or credit card only. Deadline Friday, November 29, 2024. Call us today at 876-618-3721. Follow us on social media at Overseas Exams, the OEC, Jamaica's Examinations Hub.
Welcome back. It's now time for sports. We begin with news on cricket. Jamaica Scorpions reached 13-1 at news time in the second semi-final of the Regional Super 50 Cup against the Leeward Island Hurricanes at the Brian Lara Academy in Port of Spain, Trinidad. And that's after 3 overs. Earlier, Dario Bartley spoke with both captains at the toss.
The coin, go ahead, bud. Tails is the call.
Tails it is, Raheem.
And it's a tails. So it means, Raheem, you've won the toss. First of all, what are you going to do and why?
We're going to bowl first. I think pitch a little